tutorial on Monday.com. So right now I'm looking to add. I don't know. I'm just gonna show you how to get to certain things. So right now I hovered over import data, and you see the different files and services that you can import from. Now I'm choosing a template. I'm looking at work management templates currently. So now you see the single project, project portfolio, project requests, customer projects. And these templates are basically templates that you use to quickly create the different systems that you would want to use in Monday. An example would be maybe like grant management or the CRM, which I just hovered over. And these are going to help you quickly create the dashboards that you need to complete the task, or either assign tasks to other people to complete, depending on which template you use. So you can see there are different categories for the different templates. Right now I'm in marketing templates. So we have marketing, team planning, campaign planning, and all of these templates are kind of optimized for their own niche or their own category. As you can see, we have a whiteboard template, so you could kind of collaborate with users who aren't in one location, in one physical location, which is pretty cool. Finance habit tracker, social media planner. So you kind of get the idea of the range that these templates kind of cover. So if you need something to be done within Monday, then you 9 times out of 10 you'll be able to do it. What we'll be most likely be using with Cookie is project management templates. So I'm going to look for a template here and just kind of walk you through what happens when you select the template. So I'm going to select this Agile project management template and show you how to give users tasks and also the life cycle of the task throughout the project. So right now it's setting it up, it's creating the templates, it's doing all the stuff that it needs to create the dashboard. It's the Agile project management. Yeah, there we go. So we see this Agile roadmap right here. You see Q1 initiatives and QT initiatives. Right now I'm in Q1 and I'm in the first row. The second row, I guess you call it. And I'm just going to create training video task, and that's currently what I'm working on. Underneath of that, I'm going to put in a research QuickBooks integration task. And you can see you can simply just click on the text and that will update it. Next, I'm going to put in the MailChimp research task. Alright, now that that's in there, I'm going to assign the owner. So I'm going to assign it to myself. And I'm audio kinesis for today. I'm going to assign the priority. I'm going to put it low. And these priorities are used to say how important the task is. So sometimes in managing the project, you kind of want to decide which task should come first. Even though you'll have several of them that need to be done, one task might need to be done over the other. I clicked on something by accident here. I'm not sure what this is. Let me get out of it. Okay, I'm going to click that arrow right there and go ahead and get out of there. Alright, so now so we scroll over here, you can see there are more columns. There is a This is the name of the task within the sprint. So let me see here. Is the scope defined? I'm going to put yes for the training video. I'm going to put working on it for the rest of the stuff. I'm going to put working on it for creating a training video, not started for the rest of them. For the date, I'm going to try and put it on the 14th to the 16th. I had to make sure that we're in 2022. So 14th. All right, let me put that on the 16th. Okay, there we go. So now we have the dates in there for the create trainer video task. The actual sprint planning. You could search what item that you want to put it under. For this one, it should be under sprint 1. I'm just going to put it under sprint 1. But as you can see, you could search things in a text box, and if there is an item available, it will pop up. If not, it won't. But usually you can just scroll down and then select the item that you're looking for. So, and this is for the sprint planning column. So I'm going to add this item to the first sprint. And you just scroll down here, and then you see there's one called work on template. I'm just going to add one right underneath of it, training videos, and that will pop up in the sprint now. And the progress is 0% progress. The progress will only be updated when you go to the Agile Sprint Planning section. And you see here, some of them, they have their progress updated. And as you scroll down, you see the different quarterly sprints. So now I'm in the Agile Sprint Planning. You could see the progress on some of them. Training video has 0% progress. I gotta change this date. Wait a minute. So I'm changing the timeline now from the 14th to the 16th. I'm changing the priority to medium. So it mediumly needs to get done as compared to the other task. Product status is working on it. Design status is working on it. We'll make that done. And this is what changes the progress completed. So that's what will make your progress part get updated. And I'm just going to put myself as the developer, designer, and product owner. Dev status, working on it. Okay, what am I looking for here? Okay, so this estimated effort, I'll put a 2 for that. And you'll see my progress has updated because I changed the statuses. You know, if you change it to done, then that basically will update the progress bar. Type, infrastructure changes. I'll just put an infrastructure change for now as the type. Domain, onboarding. And then you see the other sprints. There are several sprints in here. Sprint 1, Sprint 2. You got a backlog for items that drop out of sprints because they can't be completed. You can start a conversation if you want to for different updates about the task within the sprint, and it'll let everyone know who's assigned to the sprint what's going on, and then they can communicate back and forth. You could like it, you could reply to it. You know, you see who posted it, things like that. So I'm changing the date now. I'm changing the date around just so you can see that you can change the date there. As for the timeline, so now I'm going to change this to done, and that will change the progress bar. So we'll see that now it's 67%. If I change the dev status to done, then that'll change it. And that's why you have three different, you have a product owner, you have a product designer, then you have a dev. And then once all three of them are done working on it, then the progress gets updated. But in our case, it'll be just one person owning the whole thing. And here you see that the task is updated in the Agile roadmap. Now I'm going to add a workspace. I'm going to make this workspace specifically for grant management because I know that's a task that's important for Cookie. So now all I had to do is add a template, but you can create a new board or something like that if you have a pretty good idea of what you need specifically. But for right now, I think the best idea is to add a template that is pre-existing, because the templates are great. They're pretty straightforward, and you can search for, if you're doing grants, you can search for it and then the template will pop up. Here's a template. I'm going to use this grant template. It's being created slowly. Okay, it's taking a little bit. Wow, some of these things take a long time. Okay, there we go. So we have grant management, grants dashboards, and grants learning center. So here you basically have the same type of buttons and little items that you can click that we saw before. So I'm not gonna go over some of them, but you see that a grant has items listed underneath of it, and those are kind of like tasks, like start working on the grant, send LOI, submit application, send financial report. I'm going to assign myself as an owner. I'm going to say I'm working on it, give myself a deadline, let's say to the 31st. So that's how long I have to start working on that grant. You can add files if you want from the computer, like if you have a text file, an Excel file on your computer, or that you got from your email. You can add links to websites there. You can even add a column, and you can do that on pretty much any table. And as you see up here, we're in the opportunities section. You also have a grant in progress section below that, and several different sections for the different phases of the grant as it matriculates through the grant process. So I'm going to assign myself as the owner again, and this is basically the same process as what we saw before when we were dealing with the Agile part of this video, but this is specifically for grants. So I could change this opportunity to in process, and it'll drop below to the grant in process section. So I'll automatically do that. And every time I change it, it's going to drop to its correct section. So as we get grants in and they matriculate through the process, everyone will know where they're at. The product owner will know, and it'll be easy to track. So now we go to the grants dashboard. We can see different analytical information about the grant, with a bunch of bar charts. All right. So we got stuff about how many grants for one, grants received per program. So we got it broken down by program: general, program A, program B, program C. So we can have a good idea about which program is, I guess, performing the best, depending on which metric you use to say that it's performing the best. Grants one per team. So Audio Kinesis has $0 right now. So that team needs to start stepping it up. So grants in the different pipeline processes, you see the opportunity and process: submitted, awarded, received, declined. So you can see where they're at pretty much everywhere from the process, which is pretty cool. And this is going to update live. So every time you update the grant, you'll see it get updated there. So now we have a line chart for grants received, and it's over time. So we can see a clear trend whether we're getting more grants over time or we're losing, and that can kind of be like a key metric to say that, hey, we're doing something wrong here, or hey, we're doing something right. We've been going up for the past couple of months. Let's keep doing the same thing, or find out what's been happening so we can continue that trend. So we also have a calendar here. Just clicked on a calendar, and I guess you could assign different items for specific dates. Same type of thing. You could assign people, point of contact, stuff like that. So now, Grants Learning Center. So here, there are videos here that will teach you about how to use the grant management, basically. So this is a pretty useful feature because it'll teach you everything that you'll need to know about how to use Monday.com with the grants. So that's pretty awesome how they have user support specifically for that. So now I'm going, let's see if we could export to Excel. So you can export a lot of these. So right now I'm actually clicking through the Kanban. Sorry about that. I'm not exporting to Excel right now. So we got a calendar chart. I like this view because you can kind of see how everything is processing all together. Now I'm going to go ahead and see if we could get an Excel file. How do we do? Okay, so you go to more actions, export board to Excel. Okay, nice. So you can export all this information out of Monday.com. It's pretty cool. Right now I clicked on my work section. So this is more for the Agile. So I can see the work that I need to do. I can see items that are overdue, weeks that are for this week. Items that are for this week, items that are for next week, and later items. So I have that in the main workspace, right? And it's under cookie. So I have items here as well that show up there, but I'm going to go back to cookie and pinpoint an item specifically so you can see when I change it how it will affect the my own calendar. So right now I'm looking for one to change. I think I'm going to change the integrate QuickBooks, and that one is under cookie. Yeah, I'll go ahead and change that one. So I guess I'll make it as I'm complete with it. So integrate QuickBooks, I'll assign that as done. So now when I go back to my calendar, it should be gone. It probably disappeared. Yeah, there it is. It disappeared. So it's no longer under this week. I'm finished with it. You can also add items to your favorite section. So say if you have a specific workspace that you have to go to very often, you can add it to your favorite section. So I'm going to add cookie to my favorite section. So just add it now. You can add apps. So for instance, if you want to add something like QuickBooks, like a QuickBooks integration, you can add it there, because I know that cookie is going to, one of the needs was for QuickBooks to be integrated with it. And then also you can add MailChimp as well. So those items, that's already built in, so we can manipulate, any type of email that we'll need. You can invite the members. You just put in an email, and then the member will be added to the cookie workspace, or whatever workspace you want to add them to. You can search everything if you need, like, to find something really quickly, find files, people, different tags that you may have created.